Oh, apparently this has already started. All right. Let's see if I can lower this a little bit. Okay, so basically, I just wanted to do a second part to this video that I made. The last video that I made on my second channel is called Elements of should be the Elements of the Origin of Life Sound, part 1. I'll modify that later. But in any case, I wanted to do a second part because it actually just hit me not too long ago, reading the comments and then considering my own thoughts, why I had certain lingering thoughts about the vortex and the tunnel. One of the strategies that I mentioned here is, I don't think I'll get anybody here, but it looks like, well, it's just me. I don't see anybody else here. But I wanted to do it live, so I would take less time to upload it. It would be more or less automatic. But in any case, repetition is one of the strategies we have spoken about, that I have spoken about using not only for school, not only for work, but for life in general. Repetition is important. I'll repeat, repetition is important because repetition lets you know that something is negatively important or positively important. It doesn't matter. If someone is repeating something, that person is saying that this shouldn't be done and pay attention, or this should be done, pay attention, or whatever. So repetition could also be used for school. You look for similar words, synonyms. So just because it's not the exact same thing doesn't mean that it is not repetitive. So, and then it hit me. It was like, okay, interesting. I didn't really, my intuition, as you know, I've been on this 3-year, cleanse thing, changed my diet completely, haven't had solid food or smoothies, for that matter, in 3 years. And the last couple of years, when I finally gave up the sugar and the chemicals and nuts, mostly it was the cashew that was causing the problem, the cashew milk, and I don't even think the almond milk was causing the problem. Once that was eliminated, I wasn't eating sugar to begin with, except for, occasionally I'll chop fruit to add to my diet. I was fine. But other things, but in any case, it really just sharpens your intuition when you give up the sugar, or if you have a little bit of sugar meaning like natural sugar, fruit sugar, and you add some salt, not like literal salt, but some salty stuff to it, then it sort of counteracts. But again, repetition. Again, the fast was spoken about. I spoke about it to make the connection. It has helped me, and has helped me now to put the pieces together. Perhaps I would have missed this if I hadn't. Excuse me, my eyes stinging for some reason. Okay, so the lady in the video, I'll say this. This is what I think. I am sensing that this lady in the video made the right decision to return to her family on Earth. That's what I think. She made the right decision to return to her family on Earth. It may not have been, okay, people make decisions for different reasons. People make decisions because they may not see the whole entire picture. They make the right decisions for different reasons. Of course, it's always better for them to see the entire picture so they can make the right decisions so then they wouldn't have taken the chance or the risk of making an error. two things that are repeated here for you to pay attention to. Two things that are repeated here for you to pay attention to. Repetition. Remember the repetition strategy? There are two things that are here for you to pay attention to. Here is a vortex, a little circle for you to go into. It's as simple as that. So she dies, she goes toward the vortex. I've seen this vortex, this type of vortex. The one that I saw was white, emanating for the most part, if I remember correctly. It was a circle. The vortex has been spoken by some of these fake gurus, such as Abraham Hicks, encouraging people to jump into the vortex. This is an example of a vortex. Source consciousness does not look like this. And I've seen source consciousness over and over again. If she were really going home, she would not be going into a vortex. So that's clue number 2, actually. So clue number 1, she was talking about getting into the tunnel. I don't know if where is that tunnel? Okay, it has to be forward. Vortex.
And spider webs, and that in each of us there's a gem.
Okay, of course, each of us. Okay, this is what she's talking about, sound, but I want to see the.
I don't even know how to even conceive this in my head. I don't have nothing to connect it with at this point, except for the songs I've been hearing for the last couple of months.
Soldiers came back and attacked the village. And so one of the other mothers, I was in a
I'm looking for the tunnel.
And when she saw everything was done, she grabbed me and started to run, and I was on her hip.
All right, we can keep going with it. You can watch a video yourself. But basically, I wanted to share that. I just saw it, and I was like, I must.
All right, let me see if I can go back a little bit
The worst, most
to
dangerous
see if
thing
it's
you
there,
can see in the world.
the tunnel.
On the other hand, he was the only one who knew where I came from.
Okay.
I had this feeling.
Right.
And there's 3 factions.
Let's move
and one of
forward.
them, now I know that there's many African
Related, but like one of the things that I've cherished
Let's go.
with soup. Everybody is eating.
Okay,
cultures
let's
in a
go.
very sleepy Chris.
Consider it. I'm not at the point yet where I can say that she's absolutely correct, but I think there's a huge degree of truth to what she has to say.
I didn't miss that.
Or at least I think she's right, but I don't want to be absolute. Her.
Where's
These
that?
two sisters.
All right, any case, people. The tunnel, she spoke about the tunnel, if I remember correctly, she spoke about the tunnel first. So she was going through a tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel, there's a light. I mean, how many ways can they throw this at us for us to miss it? So she went through the tunnel, and then she was going to get sucked into a vortex. Man, what a double trap. That is not the way home. I think a part of her knew that she was not going home. She better get her butt back, do the work she needs to do to cleanse herself, to think more clearly, so that she can go home. If you're hearing this, lady, avoid the vortex, that circle-like sphere. Avoid a tunnel of light. Okay? All right? If you hear your name, avoid it. The lady who talks about living in Africa and being carrying in a bag by her adopted father, white father in the military, and then been adopted by, any case. I have some work to do and I'm hitting the sack. I just wanted to point it out. This lady made the right decision one way or another. She chose to go back. She caught on pretty quickly. sometimes it's just like we're triggered to like make the right decisions. We don't know why or how we make the right decisions. And it's a chance we take, but at least if we have that positive impulse in us, then hey, she saved herself a lot of time. A lot of time. She saved herself at least like 100, I don't know. I want to say 100,000 years, but hey, sometimes it's worse than that. If you think I'm joking, hey, just you wait. You're locked into frequency where you're someone else's lunch, someone else's bitch for a very long time. It's not a joke, people. But it actually sounds a little funny because most people think it's funny, so therefore you got to laugh at it too. So in a way, it is what it is. All right, people, have a good night and sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.